A giant morgue disguised as a hospital.
Das ist mir schon klar, dass das hier eher mehr
It's locked, all right.
grenzt wie ein Leichenschauhaus. Ich meine, ich bin ja dafür verantwortlich. Zwinker, zwinker.
I'm all right. Don't waste your
This
time with
hospital
me.
seems to be falling
Kann ich
apart.
später erst machen.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Dann gehen wir doch mal zu Lady Ashbury, wenn wir schon nicht finden, wo ihre Box ist.
I met him in New York.
If only there were more of them, with less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count on him. I wish I could say the same for the others.
Moment, hier.
Exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard. You don't have to bear the burdens of this hospital.
Erwischt.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Letztendlich sind sie eine Mörderin.
What prevails in the end, I wonder? The desire for blood, or to be of service to man?
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
Also war der Vorwurf wahr.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, permanently. You will not be bothered anymore by the woman.
And who was this woman?
If you must know, she worked under my employ as Nurse Crane. But I'll wager that's not what will be written on her gravestone.
You killed her. Is that what you consider discretion and diplomacy, Dr. Reed?
I did what I thought was best, and acted accordingly.
You will learn that trust is a rare and precious commodity in the Immortals world, my young doctor. And your actions have not induced me to offer you my support.
Oha! Wenn wir den Erpresser leben lassen, dann müssen wir dafür zahlen, dann ist sie enttäuscht, jetzt töten wir ihn, jetzt ist es ihr auch nicht recht, sie möchte damit nichts zu tun haben.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
So, Milton. Okay.
This is no time for self.
Not now.
We not now. Right now. Wir müssen ja noch Leute hier heilen. Oh, Kopfschmerzen. Da haben wir doch, da müssen wir noch mal runter zu dem einen gehen. Leichtes Ausdauerserum.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
So, die zwei Männer. Ah, wir kommen gerade zur rechten Zeit.
I cannot enter.
Nein! Wo denn? Also, manchmal frage ich mich auch. Ah, da hinten.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Oh, come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the war, right? And fuck them all. Fuck the war.
Fuck em all, fuck em all, la 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 la, fuck em all, ja. So. Guck mal, sie sehen doch jetzt definitiv anders da aus, oder? Viel blasser und gefährlicher, oder? Cheld, bilde ich mir das ein. Wir sind ja schon, der ist ja weiser als ich im Gesicht.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
Guck mal die Ohren an, wie weiß. Krass.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Wir könnten die beide killen, glaube ich.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Okay.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about is their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. Oh, the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Okay.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
Yeah, I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Gleich dir.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself. Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Könnten wir machen.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Tja, die Liebe fällt dahin, wo man es am wenigsten erwartet.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Über den haben wir alle Hinweise. Ja, damals, früher war das ja auch nicht ungefährlich. Da wurden... Oh, wir haben alle Hinweise. Sehr schön. Wir könnten die jetzt schon aussaugen. Moment mal, 3? Wir sind gerade erst mal bei 2. Verdammt.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Das heißt, ihr bleibt noch ein bisschen zusammen. Wir müssen immer gucken, dass wir die Paare gleichzeitig aussaugen können. Sonst könnte das etwas unangenehm werden. Sehr, sehr unangenehm. Rasten wir mal und verteilen wieder unsere 10.000 Punkte, gefühlt. Moment mal, wir haben 10.000 Punkte. Oh, los, Gaung. So, wann gucken wir mal, dass wir uns hier weiter hochleveln. Wer hat uns eigentlich so viele Erfahrungspunkte gegeben? War das die Thelma? Das ist eine Menge. So, Stufe 3, Stufe 3, Stufe 1. Stufe 3. Stufe 19. Oh, stellt euch vor, da können wir schon in die North Docks eigentlich. Nice. Schaut euch den armen Kerl mal an. RIP. Die folgende Nacht. Kampf gegen den Anstieg der Kriminalität. Ein weiterer Beweis für die in London lauernde Gewalt und Gefahr. Eine junge Krankenschwester, Miss Dorothy Crane, wurde gestern Morgen in einer anscheinend illegalen Apotheke tot aufgefunden. Die Einrichtung wurde von den Kranken der Gegend manchmal aufgesucht, um sich von unbekannten Aktivisten medizinisch versorgen zu lassen. An Miss Cranes Todesursache besteht kein Zweifel. Die arme Frau starb an Blutverlust, der Polizei zufolge durch eine große Halswunde verursacht wurde, aus der eine enorme Menge Blut austrat. Der makabre Vorfall bringt die aktuelle Lage in Whitechapel auf den Punkt. Die Bewohner des Bezirks sind Kriminelle, Räuber oder Wahnsinnige, die auf den ersten Blick wie normale Bürger Londons wirken. Interessanterweise räumte kein Krankenhaus ein, das Opfer ja beschäftigt zu haben. Warum denn auch? Das könnte ja zu Rückschlüssen führen. Ich meine, in dem, wo sie mal gearbeitet hat, arbeitet zufälligerweise ein neuer, junger Arzt namens Dr. Jonathan Reed. Die Apotheke wurde auf Anordnung der Londoner Gesundheitsbehörde umgehend geschlossen. Wie immer monieren die verweichlichten und liberalen Stimmen bereits, dass die Schließung der einzigen medizinischen Einrichtung vor Ort zwingend zum Anstieg der Sterblichkeitsrate führen und die Gesundheit der Menschen vor Ort gefährden wird. Doch kann man nicht anders, als die Zeiten zu fürchten, in denen ihre Gewalt sich auf die ganze Stadt ausbreitet. Als zivilisierte Menschen haben wir die Pflicht, uns selbst, unsere Familie und auch unsere Mitmenschen zu beschützen. Guck dir mal an, kritisch. Kritisch? Das heißt, Personen können verschwinden oder einfach sterben. Das nenne ich mal cool. Ja, wow, als ob ihr nicht alle krank werdet. Bedenklich. Ja, ich würde sagen, läuft gut, Chat, ha? Läuft gut. Feindlich, kritisch. Das heißt, wenn es noch ein bisschen weiter fällt, das heißt, wir müssen die hier gesund kriegen, bevor wir das nächste Mal rasten. Blutvergiftung. Oha, die ist halt mal von 0 auf 3 gesprungen. Mittendrin wieder aufhängt, ich mir denke, läuft das noch? Ist es abgeschmiert? Oh Gott, was mache ich jetzt? Na gut, so ganz dramatisch sind wir mal nicht, aber ihr wisst, was ich meine. So, die sind alle tot. 4-4. Da sollte ich erst rasten, wenn ich die alle geheilt habe, weil sonst fällt der Bezirk zu tief. Wie geht's da weiter strategisch am besten? Moment mal, Officer? Warum sind die denn auf einmal hier kritisch? Hä? Jet, was habe ich verpasst? Ach so, weil die Stütze gefallen ist, sind die jetzt doppelt krank. Aber ich würde sagen, wenn man das in dem Level spielt, darf man nicht so schnell rasten. Das stimmt. Streamers hat immer seinen eigenen Kopf. Ach ja, ich hoffe übrigens, dass der Bot jetzt nicht wieder wie gestört ständig das Gleiche postet. Ich hoffe, dass er jetzt etwas langsamer die Nachrichten rausgibt. So, erzähle Edgar Swansea von Rasavans Blut. Rasvan Vasilis Blut. Dann machen wir die Nebenaufträge und kümmern uns darum. Und schauen, dass wir die ganzen Sachen heilen. Wo ist er denn? Warte mal, hier ist doch ein Brief oder irgendwas. Warnender Brief an Swansea von Aykroyd. Über Strickland. Sehr schön. Brief von Rakesh, da haben wir auch dann den letzten Hinweis. Ja. Da haben wir die Hinweise. Sie ist verstrickt mit den beiden, mit dem Auftrag. Wollen Sie die Sprache der Ja, ganz genau. So, war da noch was? Ah, genau, das war ja noch. Das meint es.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak. But I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
Was bringt mich zu dem... Ich habe das Blut untersucht.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Es ist zu gefährlich. Ich habe darüber nachgedacht, vielleicht mache ich London zu meinem Reich.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the Children of the Night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.